Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everyone doing on this beautiful Monday? I pray that your morning's gotten off to an amazing start, but if not, hit that reset button, honey, and just start all over again. We have to understand every day that God allows us to wake up, everything is not going to always go as planned, but you can always just start all over again. Take a moment, take a step back, and just inhale and exhale and just start all over again. Sometimes we allow small things to get us in an uproar. We allow small things to just mess up our entire day. We don't have to do that, because this is the day that we'll never see again. So be grateful. And if you have to start all over again, honey, just start all over again and just keep it moving. I am here reading our Monday devotional, and the title of today's devotional is Let Nothing Be Wasted. Let nothing be wasted. And the reference scripture is John 6:12. John 6:12. And it reads as follows. I'm in the parking lot and I'm going to be looking around because the sister I need to know if somebody rolling up. So, and it reads as follows. When they had all had enough to eat, he said to his disciples, gather the pieces that are left over. Let nothing be wasted. God is saying, let nothing be wasted today. Just as the disciple had broken pieces left over after feeding the 5,000, I believe we all have broken pieces of our lives left from pain, emotional, or physical we have experienced. I also believe that if we give those pieces of pain to God, He will find a good use for them in our lives. What God is saying today, whatever your broken pieces is, whatever you're trying to hold on to, whatever you're trying to fix on your own, whatever you're trying to mend by yourself, God has said, give those pieces to Him. Those pieces of pain, those pieces of mental abuse, physical abuse, that pain of molestation, that pain of being rejected, that pain of being looked over, that pain of being bullied. God is saying He wants those pieces. I was sexually abused by my father for many years, but God has used the story of my recovery to help countless others find freedom. You know, if you look around, you'll be surprised of the many people that have suffered, that has went through things in their life that was not fair, things that they didn't ask for, things that they had no control of. But God is saying, let nothing be wasted. That pain of that sexual abuse, don't keep holding on to it. God is saying, give it to Him, because He can do something with it. You can't do nothing with it. Holding on to it, cuddling it, feeding it, nourishing it, you can't do nothing with it. With that level of pain, you have to turn it over to God. I don't care how many sessions you go to. I don't care how many assignments they give you and you complete. There is some things that only God can deliver you from. Just like the woman with the issue of blood. She had been going through that for 12 years. And they said she went and said she just used all of her life savings pretty much. Why? Trying to be cured. Trying to find someone that could help her. But there was no help. But the sad part is, she didn't realize that until she had used all of her living. And then one day she just got tired of being sick and tired. She said, look, I ain't got nowhere else to go. I done did every assignment there is to complete. I done made all of my appointments. I done went from this doctor to that doctor. Nobody else can help. You got to get to the place where you said, look at here, I'm sick of this. I'm not going to sit on your couch another day, another month, another year. Lord, I need to be delivered. We got to get to the place where we know that there is certain things that only God can help us with. Let me continue reading. The Lord wants to use you in all of your experiences. Whatever you have been through, whatever you have gone through, whatever you are going through, whatever you have faced, God's saying, I need that. I can use that. I can do something with that. But I need you to give it to me. I'm not going to take it from you. I need you to give it to me. Because I need you to acknowledge what you're holding on to in your life. You may look at your past and think, I've wasted so many years. How many of us would just be honest and say, I've been there. I've been there. I've made that very statement. Lord, I feel like, over half my life have just been wasted. But God said, give me those years that you feel that you have wasted. Give me those years that you feel that you have been lost. Give me those years that you felt rejected and overlooked. He said, give me those years. Give me those experiences. I can do something with them. But they don't have to be wasted if you will gather them up and release them to God. We have to gather them up and give them to him and allow him to be God. Allow God to take your experiences and make messages out of them, make testimonies out of them. That's what he wants to do. Nothing you've gone through is going to be wasted. Not a tear, not a heartache, not a heartbreak, not a brokenness. It will not be wasted. He promised to give you beauty for ashes. You may feel like you ain't nothing but a pile of ashes, but God said if you were to give it to me, you'll see the beauty that I can transform out of those ashes. But you got to give it to me. You got to release it to me. Isaiah 61:3. But you cannot keep the ashes and also get the beauty. Well, my Lord, you got to let go of the hurt. You got to let go of the pain. Stop trying to fix it. When you've done all you can do, you got to release it to God. You got to be like that woman with the issue of blood. You got to get tired of being sick and tired. You got to get tired of the same routine. You got to get tired of doing the same thing. You got to get tired of wasting your money. And say, Lord, here I am. There's nothing else I can do. Release your pain and your injustice in your life. Many of us have had pain and have suffered injustice. But God is saying, I can do something with that. I can use that. Will you release that to him today, whatever it is? Whatever your hurt is, whatever your pain is, whatever your injustice is, God said, will you allow him to turn your ashes into beauty? He's the only one that can do it. Release rejection, abandonment, and anything else that has hurt you. Release it today. Let it go today. There's no benefit in holding on to pain. Now there is benefit. Let me take that back. There's no real benefit. Now there is benefit to holding on to hurt and pain, because now you don't have to deal with your own decisions and things that you have made in life. Because if you can continue to point the finger at someone else, if you can continue to blame someone else, you'll never step into the reality of who you are. Adam and Eve, what did he do? Even though he did what God told him not to do, what he do? He blamed Eve. So it's easy. That's in our nature to point fingers. It's in our nature to lay blame. But God is saying, if you would just release that hurt, that pain, that abandonment, he said, I can do something with it. And start watching what God will do. Once you release it to him, he's going to immediately start working on your behalf, but you got to give it to him. You got to release it. You got to let go of it. You got to stop carrying it around. You got to stop bottle feeding it. You got to stop diapering it. Stop putting diapers on it. Stop burping it. You got to give it to him. God works all things together for good to those who love him and want his will in their lives. You have to let go of all that negativity. if you want to see God's will in your life. You got to let go of it. I know it feels good to hold on to it because you got people patting you on the back and say, boy, you sure didn't deserve that. Many of us have went through things that we didn't deserve, but you got to release it to God. If you want to see his will for your life, let go of the negativity. Let go of the hurt. Let go of the pain. Let go of those things that's not serving you. Let go of those things that's breaking you. Let go of those things that's keeping you down, keeping you bound, keeping you in bondage. God is saying let go of those things because they will not benefit you where he's wanting to take you. You got to let go of it. You have to release it. That's Romans 8:28. Broken hearts can be mended. Your heart can be mended, but only God can do it. Counseling not going to do it. Therapy not going to do it. Broken hearts only God can mend. And broken relationships can be restored and work out for your good in the future. God has to mend broken hearts and broken relationships because the devil's going to always have you and I thinking that relationship is over. It can never be mended. It's too much hurt. It's too much pain. No, you just got to be willing to let it go. You have to get in that place where you want to be free. You have to get in that place where you're just tired of being sick and tired. You have to get in that place where you're tired of wasting and spending your money. You just got to get there. You got to get there. And if you're not there, then you will never experience the true will that God has for your life. It's just that simple. Stop running from the pain in your past. Because the more you run, it's running too. Why? Because you're carrying it. You got it in your backpack. You got it in your purse. You got it in your pocket. You got it in your heart. You got it in your wallet. You carrying it around with you. So how can you get rid of it if you're going to constantly tote it around? You got to release it. You got to let it go. Take God's hand and let him walk you into freedom. You have to release this stuff. You have to release it and allow God to take you by the hand and show you what true freedom is. Sometimes we think we're free because we done got a job, we done got a car, we done got a home, we done got a husband. People got all of those things and they still bound. If you want to see true freedom, release what's hurting you today. That's the only price you have to pay is letting go of the negativity, let go of the hurt. God is saying let it go. Release it. And here's the prayer. Father, I offer you all the broken pieces of my life. I pray that you will not let them be wasted. In Jesus' name, amen. When they gathered up the pieces after feeding the multitude, what did God do? He multiplied it. When they gave him what they had, the 2 fish and the 5 loaves, he multiplied it. So when God said, when you give me your pain, I'm going to give you joy. I'm going to give you peace. I'm going to give you happiness. When you let go of that heaviness, when you let go of those losses, when you let go of that rejection, when you let go of that divorce, when you let go of that molestation, when you let go of whatever it is that you need to let go of, God said, I'm going to replace that with something that's going to really benefit you, something that's going to really elevate you. But you got to be willing to let it go. You got to be willing to be freed from it. God is asking you and I today, will we let go of what's hurting us? Will we let go of what's breaking us? Will we let go of what's tearing us down? Will we let go is what's keeping us moving forward? God is saying, will you release it today? Will you allow him to give you beauty for ashes? But only he can do it. Only he can do it. If you done been holding on to something and you say, Yolanda, you don't understand. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what they did. God is saying you can't go where I want you to go holding on to negativity. What did Jesus say after he went through what he went through? When he was nailed up on that cross. And he was nailed for our freedom so that we can be free. He said, Father, forgive them, for they know not Sometimes we're holding grudges against people and they had no idea. If they knew the level of hurt and pain that they caused, they never would have did it. But yet and still we hold grudges. We hold on to pain. And God is saying, I need you to release that. I'm trying to take you somewhere. Oh, I know you feel like that you've already there. But he's saying you haven't seen nothing yet. That right there, that was just a drop in the bucket. You haven't seen nothing yet. Eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, neither has it entered into the heart of man. But you got to release it. You got to let go of that hurt. You got to let go of that pain. You got to let go of that shame. You got to release it. And then just stand back and see how God will transform your life. Are you willing this morning to say, Lord, I've been holding on to some things that I benefit from, but it was negative benefit. It wasn't anything positive. Lord, I'm willing to let go of that hurt. I'm willing to let go of that pain. I'm willing to let go of that grudge. I'm willing to just release it all to you so that I can truly live the life that you called me to live. And that's the only way we're going to be able to live that God has created for us to live. We got to let go of negativity. We got to let go of the offenses. We got to let go of who wasn't there for us. We got to let go who talked about us. We got to let go of who lied on us. You got to let that stuff go because that's dead weight. Narrow is the way. We're going to barely make it in. We ain't got time to be carrying no luggages, no backpack, no suitcase. We got to let all that stuff go and follow Christ. He had to do it. He let go of everything and everybody that did him wrong. Those that beat him, spat on him, lied on him, crowned him, nailed him. He said, Father, just forgive them. Just forgive them. I ain't got nothing to lose because, I'm on this cross. So, Lord, just forgive them because you want your heart to be right. You want your heart to be pure. He ponders your heart. You can say you forgive, but your actions is not showing that you have forgiven. Ask God to help you because some hurt is not that easy. Some hurt, it's going to take God. But you got to allow God. He's a gentleman. He's not going to force himself on you. But when you are ready to be completely free and free indeed, he's waiting. He's waiting. If you want that who touched me moment, you got to go, whether you got to crawl, whether you got to walk, whether you got to run. When you want to be delivered, you will get to him however way you need to get to him. God is waiting. He's ready to set you completely free. But are you ready? I'm going to hop off. I got to get ready to get in here. I pray that whoever come across this message, that you take it in, that you allow it to just do what it needs to do in your life and in your heart. And allow God to do what he's trying to do. Listen for his voice. He's wanting to do something great. He's ready to do something mighty. But you got to release the negativity because it cannot go where God is trying to take you. Speak life over your friends, your family, your foes, those that pushed you aside, those that said that you'll never mount anything. They said you'll never go anywhere. Speak life over them as well. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. Until next time, let nothing be wasted. If you're holding on to it, you're going to cause your experience to be wasted. God bless.